I'm Grant Smith, and I just want to take a few minutes of your time to talk about a project that I'm excited about. It's a full-length documentary that takes a respectful look at the worldwide phenomenon of the Elvis fan. Mentally Elvis. Mentally Elvis is a state of mind shared by millions of people around the world.
We were not Elvis fans per se. I mean, we knew about the guy.
Yeah, I met him in Vegas. Just a brief handshake time, and it was just an arranged meeting. I could definitely see this charisma that surrounded him. I saw it firsthand, and I think that's what kind of hooked me, although I didn't think of it at the time. After years and years and years of running into people who had vast, intimate knowledge of the everyday facts of Elvis's life, I finally decided, boy, there's something there that I don't understand. So the more I thought about it, the more I thought I'd like to take a look at it. So we took a crew to the world's largest Elvis festival in Collingwood, Ontario, and I'll tell you, it was a real eye-opener. There was Elvis fans walking around looking like Elvis, talking like Elvis, singing like Elvis. They all had something in common, this deep love of Elvis. We were kind of expecting to see a bunch of old Elvis fans, people in their 60s, people who'd been watching him since the late 50s or even the mid-50s.
When he first came out.
Yeah, up through the 60s. It's not just the adults who remember from their youth. It's young people nowadays. We shot kids 9, 10 years old.
Younger than that even.
Yeah, younger than that, who are wells of knowledge about Elvis, and we assumed that they were that way because of their parents, but in reality, a number of them told us, no, we discovered Elvis on our own. They saw him on TV, one of his movies, or they heard him on the radio, and Elvis somehow transcended the medium and touched them, and these are kids, and they're devoted Elvis fans. There's a whole new generation of young Elvis fans.
We have the other end of the spectrum. We've got the oldest living Elvis tribute artist who is the same age as Elvis, as if Elvis were alive today.
All the barriers that usually separate people fall away between these Elvis fans. They flock to Collingwood every year, the same as they flock to Memphis every year. It's kind of like a pilgrimage. Some of these people do it every year. Some of them are determined to do it at least once before they die, but they do it, and they do it in great numbers.
We interviewed probably 50 Elvis tribute artists and even more fans. What we found is that there was a stream of consciousness that evolved. Our documentary covers that stream of consciousness from one topic to the next.
When I approach people to interview them, mostly their first comment was, oh, here's another guy that wants to make fun of Elvis fans. When they finally realized that we were really genuinely interested in how Elvis touched their lives, they really opened up to us. The one thing we were impressed with, more than just the knowledge of Elvis Presley that all these fans shared, was their emotional commitment.
A feeling of spirituality.
It goes way beyond just being a fan of someone's music. A deep spiritual connection to Elvis Presley that they carry in their hearts and in their minds. It's something that has helped them through many challenging times in their lives, through sickness, personal problems.
You wouldn't want to call it religious, but it was quasi-religious in the sense that they got comfort from either his music or the thought of his films.
His relationship with his mother, all the things that people talk about when they talk about the myth of Elvis, we actually saw how that
deeply touched their lives.
Yeah. And some have said it's a religion in embryo, because indeed some of these people have placed Elvis on a very high plateau. They look at him as a little higher being than the rest of us. They find a way to connect with their own spirituality through Elvis. These are normal people that have an extra normal relationship with one man who is no longer here. He passed away more than 30 years ago, but somehow this man managed to touch these people personally and deeply in a way that is truly amazing. Whether you understand it or not makes no difference to them. They are used to being misunderstood, and really they don't care, because they find each other and they find a joy with each other, and they don't care if anybody else understands.
And they have a really good sense of humor about themselves too. I didn't run into anybody who was defensive about it.
We had some people come to the studio here in Toronto. We were fortunate enough to be invited to some of the fans' homes where we really heard intimate stories of their connection in their life to Elvis, and we also got a chance to see their Elvis rooms. They're anxious to share their love of Elvis. They were really gracious in sharing it with us, and in turn, sharing it with you, because I hope you're going to take a moment to go to our website and check out a little more about our documentary, because it's a human story, it's every man's story, and it just happens to be wrapped around this amazing figure who's almost becoming a mythological figure, Elvis Presley. But it's not about Elvis, it's about the Elvis fans. Elvis has been covered in every conceivable way.
All media, magazines, television, whatever, it's been done. So we weren't going to add anything to that. And that wasn't our focus anyway. Our focus was to get into the hearts, minds, and souls of the Elvis fan. What motivates them, what makes them feel good, how he touched their lives and their feelings about Elvis.
What is it that makes you an Elvis fan? That's what I would ask them, and a lot of them had a hard time getting to that place. They really had never explained it before. He imbues their lives with a certain joy that I don't think you're going to find with any other artist. There's a lot of artists out there that have fans, but these people have found a deeper level of connection to their hero, Elvis Presley, than I think you're going to find with anyone else.
He's a constant in their life because Elvis is in their mind and in their hearts all the time.
It's a state of mind, and it's not a bad state of mind. I'm sure if you watch our documentary, you'll see.
So look into what makes people mentally Elvis.
Check it out. Go to our website. Mentally Elvis.
See it.